Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Monday night Facebook Live. Thank you for those of you that normally join me a little earlier. We do Facebook Lives every Monday at 6 o'clock. Today, I'm going to chalk it up to the eclipse. How about that? So we're starting a little later on today, so we'll give everybody an opportunity to come and join us as I take a moment and go through our introductions. So again, welcome, welcome. My name is Laura Betts. I am founder and facility director of Hyperbarics RX, and we are located here in sunny South Florida. And we are a holistic hyperbaric center. So we use hyperbaric oxygen therapy, but we're an ANDI Certified Hyperbaric Facility. And that means some very specific things. It also means that we have some additional training, and it means we have additional protocols. In fact, we have state-of-the-art protocols. And they create the opportunity for efficacy, and I'll talk about that. And we offer customized dive plans and personalized nutritional programs. Again, we use state-of-the-art analysis methods to help you rebalance your health naturally. So whether you're joining me live this Monday evening, post-eclipse, or you are listening to this on the replay, we would love for you to let us help you. In addition to serving our local clients, it's a little hard to do hyperbaric oxygen therapy remotely. But we do telehealth. We do personalized nutritional programs for people all over the world. So as we share information, we have lots of videos on our Facebook page, and we look for the root causes. We find what's out of balance in the body, and then we help the body essentially to heal and rebalance naturally. And for the most part, our body does heal if we give it what it needs in order to do that, and we address what's preventing that from happening, right? If you think about it, when you cut your finger, you don't have to instruct your body to go through all of those incredible steps in order to ultimately repair that tissue. It's producing collagen, it lodges an inflammatory cycle to bring resources to the area, there's an immune response. It's really quite fascinating, and the body knows to do that. We don't have to tell it what to do. So in many cases, the reason why we are not well is because the body is not able to heal. And this is one of the things that we do here. Again, we get to the root causes. We find out what's preventing that. And then we use hyperbaric oxygen therapy and personalized nutrition programs to help supercharge your health and get results. So let me talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight. And as always, I just do need to mention that this program is provided for general information purposes, and no way intended nor should be regarded if you are listening to this as a substitute for the advice of a licensed physician. And I may mention some products from time to time, and they're not intended to diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. So tonight we're talking about ANDI Multi-Level Hyperbaric Protocols. What are they? Why might a multi-level protocol be appropriate? Not every facility is able to offer multi-level protocols. In fact, most don't. And believe it or not, many facilities treat at only one dosage, only one depth, only one protocol, no matter what's going on. And that's a bit problematic because clinically speaking, we happen to know that many of these trigger points, many of these switches that go on and off in the body that are triggered by the hyperbaric oxygen, that react to the hyperbaric oxygen, are highly dosage dependent. All of the brain injury research was very, very clear on that. The dosage to get the brain to optimally heal and repair is a very, very different dosage than to kill an infection. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Now, last week, I did talk about springing into detox as kind of kicking off our April month. And of course, we spring clean our home, we spring clean our car, we spring clean our office, but what are we doing for our body? Everything we eat, things we breathe, it's in our water, it's things that our skin comes in contact with. All of these environmental toxins on top of the own cellular waste that our body needs to clean up. So just like when the gunk builds up, things don't work so well, just like if there is garbage blocking the entrances and garbage blocking the exits, we're not going to be able to get the packages behind it out very easily. So again, do we spring clean our home? We don't forget about our body, and that was last week's topic. And we are running a special for the month of April. It's really neat. I don't know how many of you know that we offer detox foot baths here. So yes, we do. And we've offered them for quite some time. That's the second room off of the hyperbaric floor. And to kind of get a little bit more attention and give you an opportunity to try this amazing experience, we're doing a special this month. We're offering 3 detox foot baths for $99. So that's a savings of $48. And benefits, of course, include detoxification, but it is also a very relaxing experience. It is part of my personal protocol. I really do find it to be beneficial. I include it in my just general protocol for wellness. And from time to time, I have done full detoxification courses. It was one of the pieces that filled in some things for me that ultimately gave me the ability to quickly overcome some stuff. More energy, improved sleep. One of the staff here, the first time they did a foot bath, they came in and said, wow, I really slept well. And that was really interesting because they didn't know that the foot bath could help improve their sleep. Pain relief, improved circulations. It does also help to balance pH. And when we're talking about pH, we're not talking about blood pH, we're talking about interstitial pH. And that can be really beneficial. And detoxing in general, there is some chemistry that's going on. pH does play a role, and the foot baths are a really easy, simple way to get some great benefits there. Of course, immune support, reduced inflammation, and more. Again, we're running this special until the end of the month. It's over on April 30th. It is limited to 1 deal per client, and we do encourage you to reach out and take advantage of this. You don't have to use them all by the end of the month, but you do need to make the purchase, and it does also make an amazing gift. And if you'd like a gift certificate for it for a friend, we'd love to do that for you as well. So let me get into our topic this evening and talk about our multi-level protocol dives. So on our rate schedule, there is a second tier. And you'll notice that our standard session runtime is 75 to 90 minutes. Now, I've done an earlier video where I talked about the difference between runtime and treatment time, and specifically how long is a 60-minute hyperbaric session. And the amount of time that is spent at the target pressure matters. There are certain switches that are only on when you're at the top pressure, meaning as soon as you drop the pressure and you fall below a certain pressure, you fall below a certain PSI, if you're listening in America, essentially that switch shuts off. Now, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people do hyperbaric oxygen therapy and they don't get efficacy. Now, is hyperbaric oxygen therapy good? Yes, it's good. And we found clinically that even giving a little bit more oxygen to the body is very beneficial. But is it going to create the opportunity for a specific clinical outcome? Is it creating an opportunity for efficacy? And for example, if the goal in, let's say, hyperbaric medicine is to use the hyperbaric oxygen therapy to kill a very aggressive infection like necrotizing fasciitis, it's a flesh-eating bacteria which can eat 10% of the wound site a day. Well, the trigger point for this, the bactericidal mechanism, the kill mechanism, is a much, much higher target pressure. In fact, it's almost to the highest side of as far as we treat outside of emergency hyperbaric medicine. So it's at the limit for non-emergency hyperbaric medicine and actually crosses over into emergency hyperbaric medicine. It's some pretty serious stuff. It's a very aggressive infection. So again, the dosage that's being treated at matters, and the time that's spent at the dosage matters. And then what can happen is you can have a complex presentation where there's a bunch of different things that are going on at the same time. And we have multiple goals that we're trying to deal with. So that's where our ANDI multi-level protocols come into play. And essentially, there are 8 multi-level protocols in the ANDI protocol group. And each one of these is a little different depending on the complexity of the case. And in order to offer these, it requires the facility to get additional training. So the chamber operators, in addition to being ANDI certified chamber operators, they need to also have some experience here. Running a multi-level protocol is a little bit more work than running a single-level protocol. The operator is making adjustments throughout the dive. So on our rate schedule, you'll see that we have the second tier of multi-level protocols. And if we have a complex case, if we have a specific group of presentations, this may really be appropriate here. So a multi-level essentially is just that. It's more than one dosage, more than one trigger point, more than one target pressure during the hyperbaric session. So a very good example of that is a scenario where we have neurological repair that's necessary. Well, that trigger point is much lower than a trigger point that's geared towards reducing inflammation. And if we're specifically also trying to reduce inflammation with the goal of reduction of pain, bringing down some of that edema, well, that's a little different there too. And our angiogenesis, our growth of new bone and tissue, well, that trigger point is in a different spot as well. So when you run into these situations, how do you handle all of these different things at the same time? And this is one of the reasons why there is this big range of efficacy for chronic conditions. Many of the chronic conditions are complex, and in order to be most benefited by hyperbaric oxygen therapy, they need multiple trigger points. We need to engage different mechanisms of action. We need to engage different switches in the body. So the dives tend to be a little bit longer. A multi-level dive could be as long as 2 hours, which is a fair amount of time for somebody that's not a professional commercial scuba diver, somebody that doesn't have a fair amount of time working on it. Definitely need to be watching a movie or binge watching a series for that. It's a longer session, but certainly beneficial there. So this is something that is another benefit of working with an ANDI certified hyperbaric facility like ours. One of the benefits of a certified chamber operator is they're able to duplicate the target pressure necessary to deliver the dosage of the protocol. And when we have complex multi-level protocols like ANDI, and the protocol lists have numbers, by the way. So in the ANDI group, there's ANDI Multi-Level 1, ANDI Multi-Level 2, all the way up to ANDI Multi-Level 8. So in this scenario, it's pretty interesting because the different multi-levels, they've evolved over the 30 plus years of the ANDI system, and they've come to exist for different reasons. And many of the original diver recompression protocols, many of the original hyperbaric protocols were multi-level protocols. There's research that's been published that's demonstrating a hypobaric reaction is what's causing the telomeres to lengthen. So I did a discussion on anti-aging in another video where I went into that at length. So check out under our video section. And of course, if you've got some questions, always feel free to ask them to us real time in the chat, or go ahead and send us a message. Again, we'd love to help you. And we really have a neat approach to natural health here at our holistic center. Again, we personalize your dive plan depending on your individual goals. And the fact that we're able to do these multi-level protocols in another way in which we can create a better opportunity for outcome. You know, in some cases, you'll hear where they'll alternate the protocol. So they'll do one at a specific dosage high and another at a specific dosage low. But it skips the protocol, it interrupts the protocol, because the body actually needs both of those dosages in order to address the different things. So we work on this one day, we work on that the other day, which isn't bad, but better to work on both each day, each dive. So really kind of neat there. And I am surprised. If you would have asked me some questions about how different and how much more benefit could a multi-level protocol offer, could it really make a difference? Does it really create a better opportunity for outcome? I'm not sure I would have felt as strongly about it as I do now, having seen just how dosage dependent an individual's response to hyperbaric oxygen therapy can be. So it's important that you're working with certified chamber operators that know what dosage you're diving at. If we don't know where we are, how can we make decisions on where to go? And sometimes you can get some information that's really helpful. Now, we have some other state-of-the-art analysis techniques here, like quantum nutrition testing. We also use DNA analysis, specifically nutrigenomics, to get more information about what your body is like. And we're able to put all of this information together to further help personalize your dive profiles. So really neat all the way around on it. And again, you know, regulation is reactive. The good news about hyperbaric oxygen therapy is the regulation that exists is very, very rarely enforced because nobody's getting hurt. And that's a good thing. But the other problem is that because nobody's looking, how do you know that you're getting the best opportunity for efficacy? How do you know that the protocol is appropriate? So ANDI hyperbaric facilities, one of the things that's different is we have the ANDI protocol list. And the ANDI facility protocol list comes from the ANDI Medical Board. It includes a tremendous amount of compiled clinical data from research that's been done over many, many decades. And then the protocols are implemented in the ANDI research sites. So while some of these protocols are still research protocols, anecdotally speaking, we really see results. And if we didn't see results, the research sites, Hyperbarics RX is one of them, would be sharing data and sending it back real time. So again, we really have a lot to offer. And while the multi-level protocol may seem like a little bit higher price point, it is a significantly longer dive in general, at least a half an hour longer at target pressure, maybe even a little bit more than that, depending on which one we're running. and it may really be appropriate. So if you're listening to this and you've done hyperbaric oxygen therapy and didn't have a positive experience, may have even felt worse after you did the hyperbaric session, if you did hyperbaric oxygen therapy and you didn't see the results that you were looking for, if you're interested in doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy and want to create the best opportunity for efficacy, we would love for you to let us help you. So reach out to us. Our phone number is 954-749-9998. Again, that number is 954-749-9998. And again, our ANDI certified hyperbaric chamber operators and holistic health practitioners are ready to see how we can help you heal, detox, and ultimately improve your health naturally. So again, my name is Laura Betts. I do Facebook Lives every Monday at 6 o'clock, and I thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope this data on multi-level protocols was interesting, and I hope it gives you some idea of questions that you should be asking. If you're not here in Fort Lauderdale and you're considering doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy, you still need to make sure that the dosage is okay. So finding an ANDI certified hyperbaric facility in your area, if there isn't an ANDI facility in your area, certainly asking them questions to make sure that ultimately we really do have an opportunity to meet our goals, an opportunity for some efficacy here. So again, I thank you so much. It's always wonderful. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Again, my name is Laura Betts with Hyperbarics RX, and I'll see you next week.